Gators and Mussolini, Hannibal, Chris and this party. Red man, the red tsunami, red creeks and a red Ferrari, red claim for ranch your bodies, medical, and ex body, ya, bless. They call me Mr. Manifest. You fellas screaming out the chest. I got this technique best. I found my destination to a red light. Rock your soul to the daylight. Hot your going crazy, right? Nancy going crazy, right up, man, fight. I'm purple haze through the night. I'm thinking chili out of spite. I'm thinking sushi for the slice. I'm speaking Alabama cream. I'm south of going through the streets. I rock that rage out of date. Koozie King is outrageous. Goosa. I'm talking, they call me Nico Tussanui. Punk a fame like a dude. In the field, such a core. And I got something funny. First name's Doni, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul, baby. Are we Moors, Hebrews, or Indigenous? Call it cognitive dissonance, the tension we feel when new information collides with what we've always believed. Can you imagine somebody telling you, you don't come from Africa, that you come from America? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about on this show. And let me tell you, if you never thought about it, I promise you this will be a provocative show. We've talked with a lot of Afrocentric scholars, including our dear friend Ori Shabazz. We've had other indigenous experts on the show like Top Cats. We even had a professor from Duke on here talking about Native American ancestry. So let me share this fact with you. In 1924, this good old boy named Walter Plecker came up with this Racial Integrity Act, and that was the written form of an otherwise tradition known as the one-drop rule. What is the one-drop rule? We've all heard it. Never really thought beyond the one-drop rule. One drop of black blood means you're black. But I ask people, so who do you think would come up with such a rule? Who do you think would come up with such a policy? And why? Now, invariably, everybody knows the white people came up with it. We got that part. But why? Why? Why would they come up with one drop of black blood and you're black? Well, I'll tell you why. You're at the right place. They did it because they were stealing your land. That's right. They were stealing your land, your ancestors' land, that is. It's hard for us to imagine that there was life going on in these United States before it was the United States. It's hard for us to fathom that the Indians, the savages, actually had a confederacy. It's even more unfathomable to realize that what's that flag? The Confederate flag was actually a flag of indigenous peoples, hijacked by the Southerners, the Southern whites. Imagine that. Imagine somebody telling you that the pyramids in the Americas rival the pyramids in Africa. Imagine someone telling you that the pyramids in the Americas, they're more Imagine somebody telling you that. Imagine a guy named Horace Lee IV coming on this show saying, not just saying, showing you pictures of mound pyramids all across. And he even goes so far as to suggest that possibly the Appalachian Mountains are merely a series of mound pyramids. Without further ado, I want to bring to you tonight's panel. Hannibal, you on deck? I know you're on deck. Come on in here, Hannibal. How you doing?
I'm awesome, sir. How you doing tonight?
Man, blessed by the best. No need to be stressed. Keep my head to the sky. No need to cry because ain't nobody going to listen. No way. I had to make a phone call because I felt your boy was out there. He's resting today.
Okay.
In Chi-Town, he's resting.
Who are you talking about? Who is this?
Horace Lee IV. He's resting. He's not working today.
Oh, what up, though, Horace?
Peace, brothers. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm taking it easy, greasy, man.
Yes, sir.
And I got a special guest for us tonight. This lady's actually running for Congress here in Maryland, Alexis Solis. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good evening. Peace. Thank you all for the invitation tonight.
Peace. How you doing?
Sister? All right.
Well, they're going to grill you first. They want to find out who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. I wouldn't expect anything less.
All right. So where you from?
I am born in Oakland, California, raised in gorgeous Prince George's, and the 4th generation Marylander is what I like to say. So I'm definitely rooted here.
Okay. So
she ain't tell you everything. She ain't tell you everything. She left out a piece.
In terms of my ethnicity, I'm Nicaraguan, black and white. So I'm Afro-Latina.
See, so you got some indigenous in there as well.
Indeed.
So that's down there. That's Maya in Nicaragua, or that's Aztec there.
I believe it's Aztec, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so that should be something that you should research. That's a good thing to research there.
Indeed, thank you. We'll do.
Afro-Latina. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I got family in Oakland.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, three of my aunties.
You got family in every state in America.
Yeah, three of my aunties, man. My Aunt Lori, my Aunt Ali, and my Aunt Alma. Alma Goodman, Ali Lillard, and Laura Holman.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's back when I used to enjoy the Oakland Raiders back when they were Oakland Raiders. Now they're Vegas Raiders. So
yeah, they're the Vegas Raiders now. That's right.
That don't even sound right. The Vegas Raiders.
I know.
Oakland Raiders all day. So could you tell us something about your platform?
Absolutely. So my priorities are focused in terms of the policy are focused on economic equity, public health access, and modernizing veteran affairs to ensure that they get the resources that they're due.
Okay. So I'm a veteran myself. So could you expound on that?
Yes. So my father's also a Navy veteran as well. So I think I've lived firsthand through his eyesight in terms of some of them not even back then, they didn't have the technology to even register, to even receive some of their benefits back then. So I've had to coach him and mentor him in terms of, hey, you should file your paperwork so you can get your healthcare benefits, so you can get all of these, the grants for my brother to go to school. And so they don't even know about the benefits that they are due. So one thing is educating them and having all of those resources and benefits in one place. And instead of having to file documentation, the old fashioned way, and faxing documentation in, which may be conducive for some if they're not caught up to speed on the modernization of technology as of yet, but just putting all the resources into one place for everyone to be knowledgeable of what they're due.
Okay, so far as our audience is concerned, so we are an indigenous group, so I understand within the as me being a veteran, I understand that it's programs for indigenous people or quote unquote Native Americans where the VA itself finances these loans for veterans. So right. Is there anything that you can do to help veterans where financing is available within the VA itself instead of these personal banks, these private banks, or these banks, because they set up certain credit scores, and they set up certain barriers for veterans to get properties and stuff like that.
Well, to my knowledge, from again life experiences, is veterans have preference of um, home loans, right? They get uh, the down payment zero. I think it's what 0% financing on their down payments. Um, so there's a lot of first-time home buyer resources out there for veterans, and that goes back to my earlier point, where if all of the resources aren't put into one place, they don't know what they are.
Right, I get that. I just me myself being a veteran, I know that zero down is kind of like not actually what they be doing. I think it's like predatory. I think it's like kind of redlining. It's colorism involved. It all depends on where you at. Certain states, certain communities do different things for certain veterans. So is there anything that you can do to address that, or do your people see anything like that or heard anything like that, like mistreatment of certain populations of veterans?
I'm not familiar with that, but I'll definitely do some research and get back to you on that. But that's not something that's been brought to my attention as of yet in terms of the unfair treatment of home loans.
Okay.
Yeah, I think somebody in the chat has a question for our guest tonight. Can you see that?
Yes, how we could redirect those funds so they can be distributed via private membership associations that actually have the people's best interest in place. Great question. Again, I would have to do further research on that to get back, but I think it's definitely an option to do, and it's just regulating the policy so that they can be uh, provided to the private membership associations. But I would love to understand to the person that prompted the question what those private memberships are, who are in those organizations before we redistribute any federal funding to private memberships.
So, like, far as your public health platform, so could you tell us a little bit more about that as well?
Absolutely. Well, as you know, with the big, beautiful bill, or the big, ugly bill, as we like to say, they've taken funding from our healthcare insurance. And what I would like to prompt for that is to pour into our nonprofits and to lean on them more for support now, because we have a lot of healthcare nonprofits that provide resources, that provide standard line of care where we can depend on them. We give out federal grants to nonprofits all the time, and local grants. So it's time that we lean on them for support in our time of need. As of now, where they're providing free resources to our community and providing more federal opportunities to our nonprofits to be able to service our community. And that's what I mean by prioritizing our public health equity and just providing more federal opportunities to our nonprofits to serve our communities. And that's also a way where we can go after some of the larger businesses, because larger businesses, write off to nonprofits. So if they're supporting and funding nonprofits to give to the communities, then that's another way where we can support our communities through nonprofit.
So for our audience and our members who's not really too sure about what a nonprofit is am I correct by saying a 501c3?
Correct.
Okay.
And
so
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
They're basically tax exempt, and they provide free resources to the community and whatever their area of expertise is. It can be free healthcare screenings. Like myself, I've opened in the past a mental health nonprofit where I provided free mental health screenings throughout the community, especially during COVID, during the government shutdown. Our campaign team provided several different opportunities for mental health screenings. We offered even bilingual services as well.
That's correct. Okay, I like it. So could you tell us a little bit more about the economic platform as well?
Let me jump in for a second. What was that question? Let me welcome back to the show. This is Big Brother Sergeant Morocco Coleman.
Atlanta's finest.
Atlanta's finest.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. How you doing?
He's from the SWAT. Is that what they call it? The SWAT.
Southwest.
You were living in the SWAT. I was like, I didn't know. It was just West Side Atlanta. No, you were in the SWAT.
Southwest Atlanta. Yep.
Listen, meet. You know our regular panels, Hannibal and Harsh. Hannibal served, and we have Alexis with us tonight, and somebody threw a veterans question at her, and I wanted to make sure, because Veterans Affairs is something very near and dear to us. So, Alexis, Morocco is nationally recognized. But first, I got to tell you about the Tet Offensive. You ever heard of Vietnam, Alexis?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I have.
The first night when everything broke loose was the Tet Offensive. And that was his first night there. Can you imagine that? The night you get there, all hell break loose.
Oh, wow.
Vietnamese coming up out the ground and everywhere. Well, anyway, he is the expert on veteran affairs, and there you go.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service.
What was
thank you very much.
So what I was asking Congresswoman is about the 0% down is like, it's not really actually true. And then also you got to go through like a credit score. You got to have like a credit score of like 640 to even use your VA loan. And then I was saying this could be like redlining to some groups of veterans, especially Black veterans or people, veterans of color. So that's what I was trying to explain. I'm a veteran myself. I've been a veteran now for 32 years now, and 0% is not true. The credit score 640 is true, but then there's also these private banks got the right to say, well, we'll give you a loan or not. So it's not that you serve and you get a loan. So that's the point that I was trying to make.
I got you.
Yeah, and you got VA loans, so you would deal with a representative that handles or is very familiar with VA type loans. And the good thing about it is that the VA will back your play more or less. I think it's like $480,000 now. It's not a guarantee, but it's like they're saying to the lending institution, this is one of ours, and we throw our weight and support behind this veteran. And it can possibly assist when you have some little bumps in the roads like that with a credit report. Now, what were you saying about the 0%?
Yeah, like the zero, like having the 0% down. It used to be that way where you can come to and get a loan and they have 0% down, but nowadays it's like they want like 10% or whatever, 4% in certain cases. So I haven't seen a 0% loan as far as a VA loan.
No, in fact, I've never seen one. It's zero.
Yeah, it used to be remember the interest rates used to be at 0%, but now the interest rates is like currently like the mortgage rates now like 7% or whatever it is currently.
Yeah.
Folks, I got to take a pause and welcome in the one, the only. I wouldn't know Morocco if it weren't for Tiger. See, we pay homage on this show. If y'all don't know, these two have done more for veterans in America than most anybody you will know, and we love and respect them. Come on in, Clarence Tiger Davis, delegate.
Hey,
Good evening.
I'm unmuted or unmuted?
You live.
Okay, good. Hey, Rock, what's up, man?
How you doing, Tiger?
Hey, all right, brother. All right. Dealing with a lot of them first cab brothers every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but other than that, I'm holding on.
All is well. All is well.
Everybody. Hey,
Yeah.
Peace,
How you doing?
And
I can say hello to Alexis. She's running for Congress in Steny Hoyer's old seat down in PG.
Wait a minute. I know her face is familiar. Did we talk once before or something?
Possibly. You live in Baltimore?
Anyway, we're going to wish you all luck in the world.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed, because that district is, you got a lot of creeping African Americans down there, boy. Looking good.
Well, you missed this part. She's also Afro-Latino.
Oh, okay.
Latina.
That's all right. That means
Latina, forgive me.
That means we're dual brothers and sisters then. That's all.
Yes, indeed. That means we represent the entire community.
Absolutely.
And
So
Tiger,
fun fact-
Tiger was a representative for Maryland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I spent 24 years in the Maryland House of Delegates, right?
Well, thank you for your service as well.
Oh, listen, it was a pleasure. And I enjoy that pension check every month. Hey, look, because I wrote it.
The policy behind the pension.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But you know, they want to change everything when black folks get in. They want to switch everything around, right?
Right.
But everything goes well. And, you know, a big month coming up. Just for your, hey, listen, Alexis,
Yeah.
give me a buzz. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. Let's
Okay.
see what's happening. Okay.
So I'm actually hosting a fundraiser tomorrow in OTI in Upper Marlboro. If you're available, we can catch up
No,
there.
I've got a funeral. Got to bury one of our young veterans tomorrow.
Oh, I'm
And
so
when I
sorry to
say
hear
young,
that.
he's about 65. You know, but then my oldest son is 66, right? So we're gonna bury a young vet tomorrow. And we both buried Carlton Gordon's wife. Carlton Gordon was in Vietnam, right?
Okay.
Well, we buried his wife today, Dr. Frances Gordon. She was a professor at Coppin State University, professor of nursing or what have you. And it's just been that way for the last month and a half. All we've been doing is going to funerals or what have you.
So let me reel you back in, Tiger, because I don't want to lose our audience. I know you're a takeover artist.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. But Hannibal, go ahead and get back to your flow, Hannibal.
So basically, I'm really trying to search out veteran benefits for indigenous people like ourselves. You know, I know currently the VA has a Native American direct loan where they don't have to go through this policy that we just mentioned where a bank got to approve them or they got to reach a certain qualification to get a loan. You know, so just them being Native American, the VA itself, not no bank, finances these loans. So when I'm trying to see, is there anything that can, like with our audience, we are claiming to be indigenous, that we got indigenous roots here. So what I'm saying, is there anything that can be helped towards this VA housing purchasing program?
But before we get to that, let me just clarify. Tiger, do you have Indian in your family?
Yeah. Hey, look, my great grandmother on my father's side was Native American, right? We referred to her as the last slave, right? Because she was the last one born in slavery. I'm the third generation out of slavery. You know, that's how we view the world. You know.
Did you ever check to see if they owed you land?
Oh yeah. Not only do they owe me land, they didn't stole a whole ton of land from us, man, and they're making fortunes on it. Some of that land that Disney World was on down there in Florida, my Uncle Jack.
Wow.
Some of that land, man, but they stole it for taxes and stuff.
Do you know what tribe you belong to?
Chances are it was the Cherokee, man. You know, we always say sometimes it was a mix of maybe Cherokee and Seminole.
Or
Miccosukee. You had
that's
that.
Florida.
Yeah.
So you was
You ever heard that
Miccosukee.
before? We can teach you a new word, Tiger. I'm proud to teach you something after all these years. Watch this, Tiger.
Go ahead.
So the indigenous people of Florida they spoke a language called Miccosukee. You had several different tribes. So a Seminole is just a Muskogee Indian or some Indian from the Muskogee Confederation that quote unquote ran away.
That's
so
correct.
There's no such thing as a Seminole. You're talking about Muskogee or Miccosukee or Hitchiti speaking people. So you're talking about us. You know,
That's
people from the
That's
Southeast. You know, so a lot of when it comes to the indigenous histories here, a lot of us is confused. We use names like Seminole or Cherokee, and not understanding that the Cherokee don't even call themselves Cherokee.
No,
you know, that's a business moniker, like the United States of America. You get what I mean? So when it comes to this indigenous history, we have to know and know for sure you get what I mean, what these tribes were all about, because they fought what we have currently now. You get what I mean?
So let me slide over to Morocco. Morocco, you got Indian in your family?
I did my DNA and it said like 2% Native American. But Hannibal, Tiger and I both chair committees on the Congressional Black Caucus Veterans Brain Trust there in DC.
Yes.
And some years ago, I found out I ended up going to the Blackfoot Nation in Montana. And I was out there for a week during their Native American days. And it lit a fire in me. So when I came back to DC, I looked into some things and I found out that there were about 100 and don't quote me, I think about 134 treaties that were signed like back during the cavalry days. And those treaties are sitting there and many of them are going untapped because we don't really know much about them. And so this led me to digging into it. And I found out that one of those treaties there covered, before I retired from the Georgia Department of Labor as the director of veterans programs, I found that one of those treaties covered Native Americans in the job market. And so I was able to use that by starting off with construction, and because of their affinity for walking beams and high and no real fear of heights. And so I was able to use one of those treaties there to get grants for those Native Americans to be retrained and to look into new professions. So that might be one of the places that you might want to look into to see if there's anything there that would be beneficial in the housing arena, especially since you've got the casinos, and once you show a certain percentage of Native American blood, I think on your grandmother's side, and if you meet all the qualifications, then at one time it was like about $3,500 a month you would get. You would have housing, new housing and land and whatnot. So dealing in land and acquisition and property and housing, you might find something in one of those grants tied into the casino type grants and maybe some treaty.
Yeah. Like far as my kin is concerned, we got connections to the 1832 Treaty of Cassetta. That's the treaty that made the Creek Nation walk out to Oklahoma. But it was a provision for some of the chiefs that stayed behind. And in that treaty, it says that the head chiefs get 640 acres, and every other male head of the household get 320 acres. And then it also said for 25 years that the United States government would bring its best educators down there to teach us. What I'm trying to say is that I want them to fulfill this treaty.
Yeah.
With those who stay behind. You know what I'm saying? Because what happened was those Europeans that came in afterwards and took the land, they enslaved us. So we got a group of natives that's out west claiming to be us, in which we've been enslaved.
Right.
This is what I'm saying. And I want to keep pushing it, keep saying it, that once the Muskogee Nation went out to Oklahoma, that was those who agreed with this country to sell Alabama and Georgia. Those who didn't want to sell it went into slavery for like 35 years. And it's us, my families, those down in Alabama and in between the halfway point of Alabama and Georgia. Those slaves that come from that area are actually Muskogee Indians and Red Stick Indians.
Yeah.
Let me get your opinion, Harsh. You think they would honor a treaty from back then, this country, this government?
Well, I mean, what does the track record say?
No, hell no. They lie, they steal.
They honoring it now?
Well, they did in my case, they did. But the thing is like I knew nothing about it. I was out in Des Moines, Iowa, and I saw I rode up into the hills and saw this thing called the Fox and Sac tribe. Fox, Fox, and SAC, Fox and Sac. So I go in and I started asking the secretary in there some things about Native American and about the Sac tribe. And she started helping me. And then all of a sudden, this gentleman comes out and he asked me a few questions and he said, give him all the material that we have. And I found out that he was one of the big wheels from the Department of the Interior. And he was the one that led me back to DC to look into those treaties. And so we got stuff sitting there, but especially for Native Americans and veterans. And very few knew anything about it until I stepped up to that. And so it doesn't hurt to go and take a look at those treaties and to see if you can breathe some life into it, because what the impression that I got that they're just sitting there and nobody's really stepped up to them to challenge it.
Well, let me introduce you to this racist right here. His name is Walter Plecker. As long as you live, don't you ever forget this one right here. I showed you something, Tiger. Yeah, I done taught you something. Walter Ashby Plecker, 1924, the Racial Integrity Act, Richmond, Virginia. And I've estimated that he stole about $5 billion in land from tens of thousands of melanated people. He said, one drop of black blood and you black. And so he told your great grandma and all of that, none of that count. You black.
Yeah, no, I want to say something to the brother Morocco. And,
yeah,
I'm glad that that you were able to, sift through that red tape to get anything that's duly owed. Absolutely. But my thing is that when we got a group of people who are the gatekeepers to whatever it is that's owed to us, we shouldn't have to, fit through the eye of a needle in order to get it. You see what I'm saying? Because we got millions of our people on this land that's been here for eons, and we struggling, man. A lot of us, man, is struggling, man. Like up here in the Midwest, man, you got a lot of people that's out in the cold, man, and it's bitter cold outside. And so when we got these different avenues that were promised because of something that was stolen, then we have to go through all of these loopholes, all this red tape, all these, some people on the other side of the counter, not want to honor our request, et cetera, et cetera. It shouldn't be that hard, man, for us to get what's owed to us duly, because this is our land, not theirs.
I'm a firm believer in when I go in places or I approach something, I don't go in dealing with the Braves, man. I want to see the chief. I want to go up. I go up the ladder as far as I can take it to get to the chief. In a lot of cases, they'll look at me like, what the heck you talking about? We don't know who you are, this kind of thing. But sometimes they're so taken aback that they go ahead. For instance, when I first was appointed to the Black Caucus Veterans Brain Trust by Congressman Charlie Rangel in 1992. Well, when I left out of his office, I'm walking through the halls of Congress, and I see on one of the doors the name Saxby Chambliss, good old boy from North Georgia. And I said, for the heck of it, I'm going in his office. So I go in. He's got two secretaries there, 4 white guys sitting there with 3-piece suits on, briefcases. And I said, I'd like to see the senator. And she said, well, who are you, et cetera? Do you have an appointment? I said, no. She said, Mr. Coleman, you just can't walk in and see the senator like that. You have to have an appointment, just like these gentlemen sitting here waiting. And so I got creative. I said, listen, like I told you, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I voted for the senator when he was running for office. And so this weekend, while I'm here for the Black Caucus, over this weekend, I make a check visit on my employee. And I want to see my employee. And she looked at me like I had lost my mind. And the white guy sitting there looking like, this Negro here. And she said, well, just a minute. And she goes in, she came back. She said, Mr. Coleman, the senator can only give you 3 minutes. I said, that's all I need. I went in, I said, Senator Morocco Coleman from Atlanta, here's my card. I said, Senator, there are many cases where I need to get a veteran into a bed at the VA for drugs, alcohol treatment, or this, that, and the other. I need to help veterans with this and that. And I'm running into some roadblocks. I said, if you and your office will assist me in the state of Georgia in helping veterans, I don't need the glory. I just need the power of your office. If you will do that, I will spread the word that you are a friend of veterans and that you fully support veterans in the state of Georgia, and that'll help you with the veterans vote in the state of Georgia also. He said, Coleman, here's my card. He said, anything you need, you call me direct. And so I started going knocking on doors. That woke something up in me. And after that, I started knocking on doors. And that was 1992. And to this day, that's what I still do. Now, sometimes I get turned down, but I'm always looking for another way around because I won't be denied. So we got
advocacy for the veterans for sure.
Yeah. So it's a fight, and so I'm in the fight, man. Like when I left NOM, I came back battle ready, and I'm still battle ready 50 some years later, and that's my attitude. That's the way I walk with it.
Amen. And you know, for the sister, you know, in Maryland you have approximately 345,000 veterans, right? Maryland has the largest percentage African-American veterans in the country. We have way over 100,000 Black veterans in the state of Maryland. That is awesome power. Now, when Wes Moore needed it, he called on us and we responded. The problem we have is once we respond, we need you to respond back. Okay? And so one of the things is that we as Black veterans, we don't want to have to beat up on our own folks now because we don't believe we're supposed to be fighting publicly. But we're going to have to call some of our elected officials up and set them down and say, hey, look.
Don't forget who put you there.
Yeah. Hey, look, we have the most powerful block of any group in the state of Maryland. If we use it, 100,000 votes can do anything with a statewide election.
Can I interject something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it was a couple comments I seen from the viewers, you know, and they talking about you know, African-Americanism, Afro-Latinoism. Nowadays, it's a self-awareness happening with us really learning our indigenous roots. Right there in Maryland, Maryland has a strong history of African Americans being converted into, or Native Americans being converted into African Americans. You have big communities of indigenous people there, and there's nothing. That's what I'm saying is they still, in some sense, we're gonna still be fighting this game. And what I'm trying to let everybody know is policy and politics that we have to be discussing. And this is probably the only platform that we could actually discuss us having indigenous heritage and how could this be translated into policy. You know, because now this is a different monster now because we actually got a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? We ain't just people that's just for a vote. You get what I mean? So could you talk on that, you know, because the dynamic shifts now because now you got to talk to us as indigenous folks instead of quote unquote African Americans or Black folks. So
and Tiger, I can imagine that's a lot to wrestle with, but let me throw this on top of that. We used to be Negro. We used to be colored. And before that, we had our own tribes, our own names. And so if you notice in the chat, they don't like to be called Black. They don't like to be associated with African because they are not convinced at all of our African roots. They're not saying that we don't have a connection there, but they're saying, and Horace has said that we have been on this land, Turtle Island. How long, Horace?
I mean, just a little small number, 800 million.
He said millions of years. We've been here for millions of years. In other words, they both can exist. That's what people hear. That who's to say? So, for instance, Tiger, and I know this is a stretch, but we've talked on this show about how this land, Turtle Island, is talked about in the Bible. Like Alabama.
Mhm.
Hannibal had me go look it up. We found Alabama. The spelling is a little off, but Alabama's Alabama. You know what the damn Alabama is.
Well, I want to say something right quick, Donnie, and
Not
not
alone
just
the Mormons. I'm sorry.
not just the Alabama part, but I would say the premise of the whole book is based on this land here. But they told us that it was over there. So they were telling us about Jerusalem, about, these different incidents that happened in the book as if they were over there, but they were here all along.
Yeah, look up that we were talking about the Massachusetts tribe, and it's a rock that they have up there. And in this rock, it got ancient Hebrew on this rock, and this rock has been dated about 10,000 years old. You get what I mean? Then it's another rock in North Carolina. It's many documented proofs amongst the tribes of this being in the old world of the Bible. But then you gotta address some faults there now. Because if you address that these natives were the people of the Bible, now you gotta address something else.
Yeah, all of the statues you see, most of them in Central and South America, and even the Mountain Indians or what have you here. They you can see the ethnicity there in those, because the nose, mouth, whatever, you can see it. Even if you go to a place like Hawaii, when Queen Liliuokalani was overthrown in the 1890s, all of those people look just like us, and then all of a sudden they began to change with this miscegenation and all that other stuff. But African people populated the entire world. But see, our problem is that we want to look at the world through the eyes of our enemies. And that's our major problem. And then we adopt policies that reflect a slave mentality, and this is why we continually lose,
Okay, I got a bit of history for you, and then I got a show and tell for you, Tiger. Do you know this man on the screen?
I've seen the picture before, but I'm trying to, I have to, at 83, it's a little difficult to call.
83? I thought you was like 60. I thought you was like, right. Okay,
look, man, my son is 66.
They said in the comments that black
He'll be 67 soon.
But this is Albert Perry, and his Y chromosome DNA revealed that he was of a haplogroup that was like 500,000 years old, man.
So he's the oldest.
Where was he from, Donnie?
South Carolina.
Okay, so I've got linkage to the Perrys, man. There's a Perry.
That's your cousin.
Yeah, through my cousin Ed, you met Ed Coleman. The Green Beret. Perry was an old farmer, illiterate, more or less, and he would go to sleep, and he would start speaking, and he would talk about the Bible in another voice, and this voice was like lack of wording, educated voice, and he would quote the Bible verse and chapter, and this thing started to grow and whatnot to where the mayor, then the governor, then people started coming from all over the country for him, and he would go in his parlor and go to sleep. And when he would go to sleep, then he would start giving out this biblical. It's a whole story on that. But now you were talking about the Halla group. 35 years ago, I did the Halla group. I went through the National Geographic Genome Project. And it takes 6 weeks. My wife's came back in 6 weeks. They had to keep breaking mine down. They had to keep using the DNA and the RFPLs and breaking it down. It took 6 months. When it finally came back, they said, what took so long was
you from another planet.
That I came from a group in Africa some 49,000 years ago. And they walked out before the Pangea, before everything split. And they walked off starting around towards Asia. And it says they left a remnant of people everywhere they went. And they went on around, came around the Caucasus Mountains, on down into the Americas. And it said, what took so long on mine? It says that all of the DNA that they've collected so far, that the DNA that I carry from this group 49,000 years ago, it says every non-African man on the face of the earth today carries that strain of that group that I came from 49,000 years ago. So that takes us back to the beginning. So I don't care whatever, all this other stuff, man, everything came out of us. So that's what my genome, haplogroup DNA is saying. When I did
I just want to know you from the west side or the east side. That's all I want to know.
Well, I'm 23% all over Europe. I'm 72% Africa, everywhere in Africa. And then the 2% Native American. And I always wondered, man, why is it when I go places, when I go to the islands, I go to other countries, somebody's always going to come up to me and ask me, who are you, man? And they always say, look, you ain't a tourist, man. You come on with us. And so I often wonder what that was about. And the thing is, I'm so comfortable when I go to these places that I guess people look and see my aura and say, that guy's too comfortable here. But what it is like my DNA knows where I belong, and it's all over the world. That's my take on it.
Yeah, well, one of the funny things about my tour of Europe, right? And I don't know whether it was that hashish I was smoking or what.
Was it good?
Hey, baby, I had to do something to survive now. But anyway, but I could swear I saw my grandfather in London. And then again, I saw an image of my grandfather in Paris as well. And so it appears that, because our people were spread out all over. And I'm almost certain today that those were my family members. It's just like, when the Revolutionary War was over here, some of the blacks that fought for the British, and there was about 20,000 of them, right? Some of them they sent them to Barbados and the Caribbean. Others went up through Canada and Nova Scotia. And then Thomas Peters and a couple others led a contingent back to the west coast of Africa, where they established the modern day state of Sierra Leone. Now, all of those people are our people from here. They're the ones who chose freedom with the British as opposed to fighting with the Americans. They went with those promises. So our people, when we talk about diaspora, man, we have been spread out all over the world. And I do believe if there's a God up here, that's God's magic hand telling us what we're supposed to be doing, but we ain't quite figured it out yet.
Right. Yes.
That's deep.
Amen.
Because it's
Hey, but those some good hashish, man. Better than the stuff you had over in Nam. I got mine from Turkey.
So I got a question for the congresswoman or the candidate. Like, far as your Latina heritage and your Nicaraguan connection, is there a drive to want to know your indigenous heritage, or are you guys okay being under the umbrella of Afro-Latina or Afro-Latino?
Even just listening to you all tonight discuss it, before tonight, I would say it hasn't been on my pipeline of things to discover, or even if I should understand that. But I definitely, just from listening tonight, I've learned a lot from you gentlemen. So thank you for sharing all of that. I think now I will do some digging to further discover that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, so on that note, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Horace.
Well, no, I just want to say that the people from Chile all the way up to Mexico have been there just as long as we've been here on this land.
See, correct.
Hannibal, can you touch on, for all of us, just some pointers on how you research? Now Morocco has mentioned the DNA test, but I got to say this, Morocco. I've always asked, who controls the DNA test? Who gets the final say on what group belongs to what place? When you mention 2 to 3% Native American, I don't think the white scientists who came up with the DNA test, I don't think they test for Black Native Americans.
Well, like I say
they
now,
throw us into a pot.
the genome,
You from Africa, and that's it.
the genome project that I told you about was 35 years ago. Ancestry was about 8 years ago. When I got to Ancestry confirmed what the genome gave me. The genome was gigantic and whatnot. That's why I showed you this CD, which goes, it takes you all the way back. Okay. Now, when I get the DNA from
who is in charge of it? Who defined that test? Who
wait a minute.
said,
wait. The point is, when I got
said that there's the truth?
When I got Ancestry gave me the numbers that the Genome Project just gave me, the hardcore here, there, people, places.
But a lot of people don't believe Ancestry.
The other one comes like 10 years ago. It confirmed the genome 35 years ago, except it was more specific in giving me the percentages of the places that the genome said I was.
Let me give it to you from a different angle. Who is the expert on American archaeology? The expert on American archaeology is Harvard and UCLA. So when they say something is so, it must be so. And if you challenge that, then you become a problem. I don't believe the same scrutiny has been applied to the DNA test that these other people concoct. How about you, Horace?
Well, I know that when you had the episode where you were showing the guy who was talking about the information that was being sustained by 23andMe.
They sold all that information. That was strictly business.
Yeah. So when that information is stored in a database, it's easily to be connected to a future database too, to sort of link you back to the same thing that you could have been told, previously, and not, disqualifying what my brother Morocco is saying. But we also, like Doni is saying, we got to understand who is controlling this whole thing. And one of the main things is they don't want us to wake up to be an indigenous to this land, because when we wake up, the land wakes up.
We didn't know that there was a Black woman that put the first man on the moon, if he really did go there. Yeah, we didn't know it until Hidden Figures. So when we start digging, it's no telling what we're going to find with the DNA chain going back as to who discovered the whole thing, or how deeply we are involved in it. So I can't refute what you said, Doni, but I can't go against it either, because I've seen so much results of it and where it's led me to places, people, and things through the DNA.
But
see,
I was going to explain that the good thing is that we got records. And those African Americans that got connections to the Southeast via Virginia and Maryland, we can document our indigenous heritage by certain families. And it's a list, it's hundreds of these families. You get what I mean? So I don't really, like, especially if you're in Georgia, if you got roots in Georgia, Georgia only was created 1730. So you can go before that is Virginia and the Carolinas. Anything in North Carolina is, any Blacks in North Carolina got indigenous roots. You get what I mean? So you can really track down our indigenous heritage by doing your due diligence and learning history of these states.
And tell them how you research it. Give them an example. Watch this. Tygo, what's your family name?
My family name, I'm a Davis, but my family is like McClendons.
Where you from? So you might be kin to me, because McClendon is my great grandfather's sister's kids. Davis is my second great grandmother's family. So I know like the history of my
Where
family.
Where you folks from, man?
Coosa, Alabama.
Coosa.
Okay.
That's the capital.
And then the other,
not far from Georgia.
The Bradleys is the largest part of my family. Then you got the Willises. Okay. And all of those names, my family spread out from that, and they intermarried.
Right. That's what they did a lot. So that's that's indigenous.
Y'all was marrying y'all cousins.
That's indigenous.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
And my
that's
family,
an indigenous history thing.
Huh?
That's indigenous. You got what I mean? That tribes married amongst not your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tiger, you go back to Georgia, right? Tiger, you go back to Georgia, right?
Yeah, but my
right
family,
there, Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah. my great grandmother, the Native American, was born in South Carolina. My grandfather, Jack Davis, was born in South Carolina, and they came over into Georgia, but they're spread out all over Alabama, Tennessee, all the way to Mississippi, because some of them were sold.
Yeah.
So
some of them came back from Mississippi, but the others did not come back. So we know that history. I've got a written history on my family dating back to the 1820s, okay?
So at one time, South Carolina was the Kingdom of Coosa. K-U-S-A, and it was the Edisto Native Americans and the Natchez or the Nachi. That was their territory, South Carolina. So that's like my people come from Coosa. That was our place. You know what I mean? So we was forced back west with the Yamasees back to Alabama, and when we get into Alabama, like around Tuscaloosa, this Planet Wells, you guys.
I just sent him a link.
And stuff. That's when we became Seminoles and fled to Florida. Hold on, you guys.
Hey, I want to say something in regards to what's going on now. And well, when the brother Hannibal say African American, he's speaking in the general layman terms, sort of the same along the same lines as saying black, because we know that we're indigenous, not African. For one thing, the second thing is, aside from those establishments that were in the South Carolina as well as Alabama, well, for when the French and the Spaniards came to this land after 1494, after they had moved northward from Hispaniola, Louisiana was the stronghold for the entire land from Turtle Island all the way up to Canada. And the third thing is that I'm a Davis too. Yeah, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
And see, my roots come out of South Carolina, and I can track my DNA back to 1670.
And my Uncle John was in Great Falls. Well, I got family in South Carolina too, but my Uncle John, we used to go visit him in the early 90s, and he was 90 years old, didn't look a day over 70.
You say Great Falls?
Great Falls, South Carolina, yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah, my great grandmother, she was around 100, but she was the last slave. I knew her because see, all the people who nurtured me when I was coming up had been born slaves because they was too old to go into them cotton fields down there, and so they sat up under that tree with a switch and took care of kids.
Well, were any of your ancestors free?
Huh?
Were any of your ancestors free? Were all of them enslaved? Nobody escaped?
Some were free. And see that there's a little racial.
I want to hear about the ones who escaped. I want to hear about the ones that hung out with Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman.
There's a little ethnic, shall we call it, animosity. Because, like on my mother's side of the family, they're mostly sharecroppers. On my father's side, they lease their land or they own their land, and they come from.
What you be jealous about?
No, I'm just telling you the way it is. But see, that's something that we don't even recognize sometimes. But those issues exist, and then inside of that is that light skin versus dark skin. Because my folks always told me, you never trust a light skinned person, because they really want to be with their master or their daddy's family, but they're forced to be with us, so don't trust them. There's a lot of little things we never talk about.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah, hey, I'm telling you.
So
we have a whole lot to overcome.
So let's debunk that. Whether your brother's light skin or dark skin, that's your brother. Anybody
Oh,
disagree
absolutely.
with that?
No.
Absolutely. Because I got folks that you can't tell from white. You know, I go home to my grandfather's funeral. I left France March 31st, 1964. I I go into Charleston, but then, you know, I catch that little slow thing, get to Georgia. And so at the funeral, I look over, I say, Mother, who them white folks there crying over Pa Jack, my grandfather? Hush your mouth, boy. That's your grandfather's brother. You know, and he married somebody that looked like they was white too, you know. And so we got all kinds in our family, and we got Haitians in our family too.
All right,
So that was
Tiger.
another
Shout
issue.
out to my Haitian blood. But you know, we got
Tiger,
16.
Tiger, I know you on the takeover tip. Lexus, you rolled out that fast. We're gonna give you a chance to say O-Type. Because they asking about a platform O-Type. I guess she's gone there.
Okay, here we go. Now this is the cross up in my family. It was 5 white girls and 2 brothers, not related brothers, but 2 black men in South Carolina looked over on that white man's farm and say, I like that white girl back in the 1800s. And they married those white girls. So one of them was my great-great-grandmama. So all my life I heard about, yeah, you know, the white man that tipped and all that, man. But no, it was the brothers that went and got them sisters. And so this is one of the white sisters here. And these are all of her children. And when you look at them, you can see that swirl in the whole 9 yards, man.
Okay.
So now, so from South Carolina. So my granddaddy, I was looking for the document here. My granddad's mother was 108. And as a sidebar, Morgan Freeman played my granddaddy in the movie Driving Miss Daisy. My granddaddy was the actual chauffeur that drove Miss Daisy. Morgan Freeman played my granddaddy on Broadway.
Help me out. Are we
James Earl Jones, wasn't it?
Huh?
James Earl Jones on Broadway, Morgan Freeman in the movie.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got to hook up with James Earl. They flew me to New York for a day to spend it in his dressing room with everybody to give him insight on my granddad. And then a week later, when the play opened, they flew my wife and I out for 3 days, put us in a suite. And on opening night, we were James's guests at the after party at the Plaza Hotel. And the place was packed. And so I'm walking around with my Coca-Cola, man, and it was a table about 6 white women, all actresses, man. Everybody there was actors and actresses. And some of these white women sitting there elbowing each other, saying, who's that guy there? I've seen him in something. So I started going around signing autographs, man. I was one of them.
Yeah,
Look, we get ready to cut this all off. Y'all having too much fun. Let's just go ahead and tell them what you're running for so we can get out of here.
Thank you again for the invitation tonight. My name is Alexis Solis, and I'm running for United States House of Representatives for Maryland District 5. And I'm running because Maryland raised me, quite simply, and I want to give back to those that raised me. I'm a business owner, a tech executive, an author, a nonprofit leader, so I've seen how policy affects real people, jobs, and the communities that I serve. I'm not a career politician. I'm someone who's built things, solved problems, and wants to bring practical, accountable leadership to Congress and Maryland's families.
Amazing.
Can you spell your last name?
Solis, S-O-L-I-S.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, to the person in the chat, I got a picture of that pyramid in Bloomington, Illinois.
Okay, and I appreciate you coming to speak with us, Ms. Solis, and I really do. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the first people that I had a chance to talk to at such a prestigious level, and I thank you for coming to talk to us.
Thank
they
you.
even give you love from the chat. That don't happen. Let me tell you, they'll call you out quick. Glad you survived. Thank you for joining us, Alexa. I know you got a lot of stuff to do.
Hannibal, thanks again, man, for the knowledge there.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too, Morocco.
Indeed. Thank you all for your service, and thank you for the
Peace,
knowledge
sister.
about our heritage.
Thank you, ma'am.
And at 83, I keep learning.
That's right.
All right, so we got a way of ending the show. Planet is obviously on vacation today. You checked on him, Hannibal?
No, he's trying to. He said he has some issues, but he's still trying to chime in now.
Okay. Well, he ain't here, so we're gonna wrap it up. Come on with it, Harsh.
Okay.
We have a way of closing out our show, paying homage to our ancestors.
Give me 1 second here, man. Yeah, I was unprepared, but give me a hot second, man. I gotta close out a couple of things on here.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Clarence Tiger Davis, you served us well here in Maryland and nationally in the military, and then also as a elected official and as an advocate for veterans. Morocco, you've been you introduced me to Morocco. We did a Black Wall Street down in Atlanta. He took care of me just like I was at home. Matter of fact, I felt more at home with Morocco than people I've known for the past 30 years down there in Atlanta. All right, Alexis Solis, you up in the House, running for Congress in the 5th, and Horace Lee the 4th. Hannibal, Planet, Mafia, we couldn't do this show without you, so thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Here I come right here.
I appreciate you, Donnie.
Yes, sir. All the time. I want to. You about to say something, brother?
No, I was just going. I thought you would
take over, Odyssey. You gave. It's like a pitcher. You can't let him off first base.
I wait. Go ahead, brother Hannibal. Finish up, man.
Oh, Hannibal was about to say something.
No, it was on Horace.
Someone was talking.
Okay.
Horace.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, brother. Okay. So I want to start by resurrecting the righteous matriarchs and the warriors amongst the Mayans, the Olmecs, the Choctaw, the Washita, the Muskogee Creeks. And when I say these names, I mean the original organic ones, not the $5 ones.
I see.
The Red Sticks, the Apache, the Sioux, the Cheyenne, the Saw, the Miamis, the Comanches, the Tomahawks, the Illini, the Shawnees, the Kickapoos, the Potawatomis, the Delawares, the Wyandots, the Ottawas, the Cowichans, the Navajos, the Utes, the Wichitas, the Tawakonis, and the unification of these tribes known as Seminoles.
I see.
And I want to start my honors list out by giving honors to the Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the great Queen Neitha, the Honorable, Most Honorable Empress Vidayasi, the Honorable Chief Warhorse and Chief Redbird, Dr. Francis C. Welsing, Dr. Arikana, Sister Shahrazad Ali, Shada Shakur, Angela Davis, Mama T, Sister Vicky Dillard, Dr. Joy DeGrue, Sister Myra, the sister on the YouTube by the name of the Christ. I want to resurrect the Sister Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, and Sister Sonia Massey. I want to send the honors out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm Malik Al-Shabazz, Dr. Khaled Abdul Muhammad, Dr. Delbert Blair, the Honorable Taj Tariq Bey, and Dr. G, the Honorable Dr. Claude Anderson, Sun Ra, Patrice Lumumba, Professor Pelo Lumumba, C. Freeman Hill, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jay Guevara, the Most Honorable Dr. Malachi Z. York, Mali Yeshatila, Julius Malema, my right-hand man, President Ibrahim Traore, my right-hand man, General Barbecue, my right-hand man, Julius Malema, the beloved brother Bobby Hemmett, the Honorable Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine, Nellie Fuller, Fred Hampton, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Clarence 13X, Anthony T. Browder, Professor James Small, Dr. Booker T. Coleman, Rod Hayes, Young Elder, Dr. Ray Hagan, Steve Coakley, Billy Carson, 19 Keys, Dane Calloway, Karimio Ahua, the Reza Islam, the legendary Top Cats, my man over at Taylor House Publishing, Dr. Sebi, Leila Ha, Africa, Yaki Awakening, King Randall, and Free Rashad Jamal. I want to give a special shout out to our honorable brother Doni Glover for providing us with this platform for us to reach our people. The Honorable Planet Wells for providing us with spiritual guidance during these troublesome times. The beloved and honorable brother Hannibal James for his knowledge and wisdom on genealogy and so forth. And the young, wise, and intelligent brother Mafia Shakur. And to all of our viewers who are 100% on our team in this indigenous monumental movement here on Turtle Island without any questions asked. Ashe.
Ashe.
Whoa, it's the four.
Whoa.
Gratitude, brothers.
Ta-te-a-ta-sa.
Oh man, look at the bowl, man, popping up all late.
Please like and subscribe. I don't say that enough. Come on with it, plan to give us. We got one more special thing for you. You think y'all have had a journey? Well, Planet. Let me unmute him. Say hello, Planet.
Hey, how's
Hey.
everybody? Everybody
Hey, Planet.
good?
How you doing?
Good.
All right.
Thank
Well, I've been
everybody-
rushing.
thank
Planet.
everybody
Come on
for
with the
their
bowl.
Thank everybody for their service. And
Yes, sir.
you know, we with you. And we appreciate you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So you're gonna take us on home? It's on you,
Me?
Oh,
Planet.
okay. Okay. Let's see here.
Morocco, you and Tiger have never seen this before, so you about to get a treat.
Hold
Thank you,
on,
Horace.
Pull out the gong, man. The gong.
Hold on.
East Coast, baby. East Coast. Chop, chop.
Like I said, I just want to send shout outs to them cha-te-a-ta-sas, them red sticks.
Oh yeah, we resurrecting red sticks. It's on and popping.
Yeah.
I salute you, Horace.
Appreciate you, my brother Morocco.
Yes, sir.
Did you go see them pyramids over there on Moreland yet?
No.
Moreland
Ready,
and 285 and the one right there in Conley. They tore the other one down right there on 675, but you can see it from Moreland and 675, but the one that's adjacent to it going towards 75, they done pretty much tore that one down already.
I remember when they went up. I never viewed it personally.
All right,
I'll
Planet.
go take a look.
Okay.
Come on, Planet.
Very good. Well, you know, our outwardly beauty is pretty obvious. You know, we just have to look at ourselves and we see that we are blessed by the sun, and our beauty is right there, right? But there's also a thing known as our internal beauty, our inner beauty, right? Which the outward beauty is just merely a reflection of. And the way we access our inner beauty, right, is by embracing stillness. So what we do as an aid to that is we utilize sound. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit a bell or a bowl and ask you to just simply follow the sound as deep as you can inward. Okay. And it will reveal a certain type of peace to you. Yeah. And I posit that peace is you. Okay. That deepest part is you. And that's the gift from the universal creator to you. Okay. So here it is, right? Bowl. So what we like to do is take, 3 deep breaths just to get, relax. And this last one we're going to send out to all the veterans.
Thank you for joining us, everyone.
That's it.
Please like
Peace.
and subscribe.
Hey, before we go,
Uh-huh.
please forgive me for forgetting, but I want to send a special honor and shout out to our guest, Alexis Solis, to Brother Tiger Davis, and my right hand man, Morocco, over there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
You brothers and sisters. Yeah. Yes, sir.
I hope you all learned something. We'll be back Sunday night at 8 p.m. Thank you and good evening, world.
Abi Kakusa.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.